The NASCAR Craftsman truck race is officially concluded from Richmond Raceway, and we see a lot of big wrecks, some big incidents, some pretty awesome and great racing, and Ty Majeski comes back for an uncontrolled tire penalty and wins his second straight race of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race in Richmond Raceway, the Clean Harbors 250. We have quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So at the start of the race here, Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside and Ty Majeski on the inside, and Christian Eckes got a fantastic start and was able to clear for the race lead. Eventually, though, Ty Majeski's truck really started coming in, and on lap number 13, he got a fantastic run on Christian Eckes and was able to clear him for the race lead. He pulled out to about a 3 or 4 second lead and continued to dominate early. The first caution race come out lap number 56, and Matt Mills hit the outside wall turn number 4 really hard. He was moving to the field, had a flat tire, unfortunately hit the outside wall, bringing out the first caution. Tough break for Matt Mills. So then during this caution, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum, Connor Zilisch shockingly decided to stay out while the rest leaders came down pit road. On the restart, Ty Majeski got a really bad restart. Christian Eckes got a great restart through the corner, was able to get by, had a hard charge of Grant Enfinger right behind him, pulled out to big lead, and coming out the final corner, Christian Eckes would win stage number 1. And because he won stage number 1, he would clinch the regular season championship, getting the 10 points that he needed. He will be your regular season champion for 2024. So then during the caution, William Sawalich, Tyler Ankrum, Ty Majeski, Connor Jones, Connor Zilisch all came down pit road, and they got 4 tires, and Ty Majeski, like I mentioned earlier, got penalized for an uncontrolled tire penalty. So then on the restart, you had Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside with Taylor Gray on the inside, and Christian Eckes got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Ty Dillon was moving to the field. He restarted back at 20th and was up to 9th position as the farthest driver up front with the fresh tires. The race would continue on. We saw a really great battle up front for the lead between Grant Enfinger and Christian Eckes. Grant Enfinger's truck was really starting to come in, and eventually on lap 1, number 16, he got a great run on Christian Eckes and was able to pass for the race lead. But then the racing continued to get great. You had a new contender moving to the field, and that was Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray's truck was really starting to come up there, and he got a great run because unfortunately Grant Enfinger got held up by Jake Garcia going down in turn number 4. Had to push him up a little bit, and Taylor Gray got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. And then the next caution race come out 2 laps later when Matt Crafton spun from 14th position, tried to make a run to the inside of Caden Honeycutt, got loose under Caden Honeycutt and hit the inside wall, got some damage, bringing the caution out. Matt Crafton just made a mistake right there. He's trying to blame Caden for pinching him down. It didn't look like that to me from the replay, but I'm not in the car, so what is it to me to judge? But to me, it looked like Matt Crafton just made a mistake. So then during this caution, Ty Dillon, Stuart Freeze, and Bailey Curry all stayed out while the rest leaders came down pit road, with Grant Enfinger winning the race off pit road. So then on the restart, you had Ty Dillon lead the field from the inside with Stuart Freeze on the outside, and Grant Enfinger got a fantastic run, ran 3 wide to the inside, and was able to pass for the race lead. He had Taylor Gray and a couple other guys behind him, including Ben Rose, trying to charge after him, but it wouldn't be enough. And coming out the final corner, Grant Enfinger would win stage number 2, and Taylor Gray would get the free pass. So then on the restart, you had Grant Enfinger and stage 3 lead from the outside with Christian Eckes on the inside, and we saw big contact going in the back straightaway between Ty Dillon and Dean Thompson. Dean Thompson would go up in the outside wall, spin out, and unfortunately multiple other drivers got involved, including Mason Massey, Fab Moffitt, Keith McGee, and Matt Crafton. Dad Moffitt continued after the oil spill, and for some reason he just continued going, and that would prolong the caution for nearly 16 laps. Unfortunately, Ty Dillon just made a mistake, just sent it in there way too hard, and that was an avoidable crash, unfortunately, for all those people involved, and a big wreck happened there. So then on the restart, you had Grant Enfinger lead after 16 laps of caution. You had Grant Enfinger lead the field from the outside with Christian Eckes on the inside, and Grant Enfinger got a fantastic restart once again and was able to clear for the race lead. A few laps later, another caution would unfortunately come out for Lawless Allen. Lawless Allen, who basically thought he was the free passer in the previous caution, he for whatever reason decided to go ahead and basically spin from after contact with Bailey Curry, and that would bring the caution out. During this caution, we saw a little strategy where Matt Crafton and Connor Zilisch decided to come down pit road. So then on the restart, after another 10 laps, we had Grant Enfinger lead the field from the inside with Ben Rose on the inside, and Grant Enfinger got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Connor Zilisch would get penalized for a restart violation after it looked like the replay didn't do a good job showing it, but he got a restart violation and would have to come down and serve a penalty. Or did he? A few laps later, another caution would come out for Connor Jones, who slowed on the racetrack with some sort of major issue, meaning that there was a lucky break for Connor Zilisch, who would have to go into the tail end of the longest line. So during this caution, we saw a little strategy where Corey Heim, Roger Carruth, Nick Sanchez, Tanner Gray, William Walsh, Chase Purdy all came down pit road. So then on the restart, you had Grant Enfinger lead the field from the outside with Ben Rhodes on the inside, and we saw Grant Enfinger get a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. But you had guys like Corey Heim and Roger Carruth who were charging up to the front, and eventually Corey Heim was able to get up to second position and was starting to charge up to the front for the race lead. Corey Heim continued to gain 0.2 of a second and made a run at Grant Enfinger for the race lead. They battled for about 5 or 6 laps, put on a really good show and a really good battle. And then eventually with 30 laps to go, Corey Heim got a fantastic run and was able to clear Grant Enfinger for the race lead. But then as Corey Heim looked like he was going to run away with this thing, another caution came out for Kane Honeycutt, who spun off some contact from Stephen Parsons going to turn number 3, and Stuart Friesen was slow at that time as well. Big mistake by Stephen Parsons right there. Could have been avoidable, and unfortunately, Stuart Friesen's chance to make the playoffs was completely over. So then under the caution, everyone came down pit road. William Walsh, on the other hand, decided to take 2 tires on pit road, while the rest leaders basically took 4. And we saw Corey Heim and Connor Zilisch put on scuffs as they didn't have any fresh tires. So then on the restart, William Walsh lead the field from the outside with Grant Enfinger second, and Ty Majeski got a fantastic restart on turn number 3 and was able to clear for the race lead. And then the final caution of the race would come out when Connor Zilisch spun off some contact from Brett Holmes, who got hit by Chase Purdy. Just a chain reaction right there where Chase Purdy got into Brett Holmes and spun Connor Zilisch hard on the outside wall. A tough break for Connor Zilisch, who was having a solid run. Just a big mistake by his teammate Chase Purdy there to get in the back of him. This unfortunately ended Connor Zilisch's night. So then, on the final restart, you had Ty Majeski lead the field from the outside, but Grant Enfinger on the inside. And Grant Enfinger got a fantastic restart, but had great contact from Christian Eckes going into turn number 1, and Ty Majeski was able to clear for the lead. Eventually, Christian Eckes got up to second. There was a great battle behind Ty Majeski for second for a while. Lane Riggs is up there, was having a fantastic night, but unfortunately, he faded back. And as they came to the white flag, Ty Majeski had about a 1-second lead over Christian Eckes. He pulled out the pretty big lead going down the back straightaway and coming out the final corner. Ty Majeski comes back for an uncontrolled tire penalty, goes back-to-back, wins his second race of the 2024 season, and gets 5 extra playoff points going into the playoffs. Talk about an incredible comeback. They made a mistake at the end of stage number 1 by staying out. Then they get that uncontrolled tire penalty, but they were slowly but surely making their way up through the field. And I think Ty Majeski did have the best truck, and I think he absolutely would have dominated this race had it not been for that penalty. But a great comeback. This team, I'm telling you, is probably the team that's going to have a chance to beat Corey Heim and Christian Eckes for this championship because they're really showing a lot of momentum. Back-to-back wins. A really great night for them. Congratulations to Ty Majeski on going back-to-back. I think they're emerging as a team, like I said, that can go after Christian Eckes and Corey Heim for the championship this year. A well-deserved win. They had the best truck this week, and I probably should have picked them. They were one of the teams I think you had to watch out for, and they got it done tonight. Congratulations to Ty Majeski on winning at Richmond. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on tonight's race. So Ty Majeski picks up the win. Christian Eckes finishes second. Ran top 5 all night long. I thought he had the best truck in the middle portion of the race. He did get that stage win. He did clinch a regular season championship, so there's at least some positive for him there. He had a really great night tonight. Didn't close out the deal, but still a really great night nonetheless for Christian Eckes. He finishes in second. Taylor Gray finishes third. One of his best runs of the year so far. He's about the closest he's been to winning in a long time. He's been struggling as of late, but he locked his way into playoffs with a fantastic run tonight. He had a chance to win the race. Good night for Taylor Gray. Led some laps as well in this race. He finishes in third. Grant Enfinger finishes fourth. This team is building a lot of momentum. They are a championship contender, in my opinion. While they haven't gotten the wins this year, they probably should have. They're really building a lot of confidence and momentum. A really great night for Grant Enfinger. While they didn't close out the deal, a solid night for him in fourth place. Lane Riggs finishes fifth. While Lane Briggs does not make the playoffs this year like I predicted early in the year, this 38 team is building a lot of momentum. Back-to-back top 10s, another top 5. They're getting closer to winning. I'm telling you, front row, you better do the right thing by keeping this guy going into next year, because honestly, he's done a really, really great job this year recently. The pace speed showing up. They're figuring it out. A really great night for Lane Briggs in 5th place. Tyler Anker finished 6th. Quiet night for him. Back-to-back top 10s. This team is starting to build a lot of momentum after kind of a bad stretch for a while. They're starting to show a lot more speed again and finishes 6th. Great night for Tyler Ankrum. Ben Rose finished 7th. Quiet night after really being quick in practice. They didn't have the pace and speed they had in practice, but they ran top 10 at one of their quieter nights. Good night for Ben Rose. Daniel Dye finishes 8th. I know the broadcast talk about Daniel Dye all night long, but he had a solid run, all things considered, and gets another top 10. He's been much better this year than last year and will race for the playoffs this year. Solid night for Daniel Dye in 8th place. Ty Dillon finished 9th. Solid night for the 25 team. He's been struggling a lot this year, so it's good to see his team legit have top 10 speed most of the evening. They needed this good run, and they finished 9th. Solid run for Ty Dillon. And Connor Hall finishes 10th. Made his debut tonight, was slowly but surely making through the field. He had a top 10 truck at the end of this race, and he gets a top 10. I would love to see Connor Hall make some more starts in NASCAR going forward. He did a really solid job to finish in the top 10 his debut, considering all the stuff that's happened in this race. Really great night for him. He finishes in 10th. Steven Parsons finished 11th. Solid night for him. Tanner Gray finished 12th. A comeback that was pretty solid, but unfortunately not enough to make the playoffs this year. He finishes 12th. Jake Garcia did finish his 13th. They struggled a lot of night, but they made that truck a lot better, but it's still been a struggle year considering they took over for Haley Deegan. I expected Jake to be a lot better. He did finish top 5 last year in this race. They didn't have the same pace or speed tonight. He finishes 13th. Caden Honeycutt comes back and finishes 14th. Matt Crafton finishes 15th the first time. He will not race for playoffs in his Truck Series career. Corey Hine finished 16th. They were really good early, but the last couple weeks, they've been making some big mistakes. I feel like he's starting to lose his grip just a little bit on this championship. Luckily, we're going to be going to a track that will be really good for him in the next few weeks at Milwaukee, where I think he's going to have a chance to win. He finishes 16th. Raj Crew finished 17th. I think they had unfortunately, some older tires that cost him a shot at a great run because Raj legit had a top 10 truck tonight, but they weren't able to capitalize the deal. He finishes 17th. Lawless Allen finishes 18th. Timmy Hill finished 19th. Chase Purdy, after causing one of the big wrecks, he finishes 20th. Brett Holmes finished 21st. William Sawalch, who had a chance to win this race and was running top 5 late in the race, unfortunately faded back at the end. He finished 22nd. Bailey Curry finished 23rd. Spencer Boyd finished 24th. Stuart Friesen, after major issues, finishes 25th. Mason Massey finished 26th. Justin Carroll finished 27th. Mason Maggio finished 28th. Connor Zilish finished 29th. I know he crashed out of this race, but he had a really solid run going. I think he could have got a top 5 or top 10 at the end of the race. Unfortunately, the scuffed tires getting wrecked by his teammate Chase Purdy really didn't help much. He finished 29th. Nick Sanchez finished 30th. I forgot to mention this. He had some sort of issue with his truck that made him stop at the entrance of pit road. That unfortunately ended his night. He finishes 30th. Connor Jones, after electrical issues, finished 31st. Dean Thompson, after crashing out, finished 32nd. Thad Moff finished 33rd. Keith McGee finished 34th. Matt Mills, after crashing out, finished 35th. And finishing last in 36th place is Jeremy Bowman. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. In my opinion, this is probably the best truck race that's happened at Richmond probably in a very long time. And honestly, probably one of the best Richmond races I've seen in a very long time. Not just for the truck series, but for all 3 series altogether. It was really good from start to finish. Sure had that long period of cautions at the beginning of stage number 3, which I feel like they could have cleaned up a little bit more to make the race a little bit shorter, to be honest, because I feel like a lot of those cautions were kind of unnecessary. And how long NASCAR took to get through that caution from lap 150 to 166, just completely unnecessary. If you know you're going to have issues, just red flag it so you're not wasting as many laps so we can get a little more action. I feel like 16 laps under caution in the first crash of stage 3 was really unnecessary. But outside of that, the racing was really good tonight. The long runs, you saw a lot of battles for the lead. It was a really exciting race at times. I'm going to give tonight's Truck Series race a Richmond overall. I'm going to give this race a 9 out of 10. Actually, probably an 8.5 out of 10. I'd probably give this race a 9 to 9.5. It wasn't for the long cautions at the beginning of stage 3, but it's still a very solid race, all things considered. One of the best Richmond races I've seen in years. I'm going to give tonight's race an 8.5 out of 10. So, that is going to be tonight's NASCAR Truck Series race review from Richmond Raceway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on tonight's race. Your thoughts on tonight's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Ty Majeski on going back-to-back at Richmond. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the starting lineup for the Cookout 400. Then tomorrow night on the channel, we're going to have the review for the Cookout 400. Talk about drivers like Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and name it. Then on Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video, discuss news over the course of the last couple of days. Talk about drivers like Shane Van Gisbergen, about other drivers throughout the week. And we got a lot of great content as we take you to Michigan as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.